Good morning, everyone. My name is Ann Brownell, and I am an EAL teacher with Halifax Regional Center for Education. I teach all grades, primary through 12, and I have been both a circuit teacher and a site-based teacher. For the past 4 years, I have been a circuit teacher covering all grades, primary through 12. I would like to thank you all for joining me today as we go through some easy to use resources, technology resources for our EAL students. The presentation is geared towards new EAL teachers and classroom teachers who are new to having EAL learners in their classrooms. So to begin with, when we use technology for EAL students, we have to keep in mind that it is meant to complement what they're doing. And it's to complement your teaching and their learning, and it's not for the purpose of keeping busy. Now, we don't see this too often anymore. In fact, I haven't seen it in a number of years, which is fantastic. But a number of years ago, it had been seen that you'd go into a classroom and the EAL student was on a computer at the back of the room, and it was said like, oh, well, they don't have enough English to understand what we're doing, or no, they wouldn't understand it. They're not there yet. And so they were, really being removed from some great exposure to language, to making sense of the content. And it's not about the students, it's about the teachers and what practices they can do to help that student understand what's happening with the instruction and the lessons. The point of using technology for EAL students is it gives them access to their home language, and they can use their home language to support the learning of English and new content and new vocabulary, and making connections between what they may have learned prior to coming to Canada and what they're being taught now. And obviously, goes without saying, it's a great support for visual and oral learners, quick access to visuals and diagrams, and some videos to support the development of language and literacy. So a brief overview of what we'll be doing today. We'll be doing a quick look at Google Translate and Google Docs, the Unite for Literacy website, which is likely one of the most recommended websites for young and new EAL learners. Google Chrome has a brand new extension, Immersive Reader, which is really a game changer. I'm excited to show you. And we've got Simple English Wikipedia, sorry, and it's got some clear and direct language. And I will show you a few Google search engines in different languages and some accessibility options on your mobile devices. So first, we're going to look at some of the features of Google Translate, and I will walk you through Google Translate on a laptop or desktop, and then we will do a quick little walkthrough on Google Translate on mobile device. They're pretty close to the same and very, very easy to use. This is a free app, and it can do a lot of translating through speaking, through text, and even through images. So we're going to take a quick look through what Google Translate can offer. Okay, so if we type in something in English, it is sunny. Then we can see it in written format, and we can also listen to it.
إنها مشمسة.
So in the event that you have children who are not able to read in their first language, whether it be related to their age or their prior experience, it is great to have this tool to be able to listen. And again, you can speak into the microphone. It is sunny today. Now we see that it says phone. So The one thing with Google Translate, I will say, is that it's not, perfect. And so it's very important that we keep our messages sort of very clear, direct. And if you do have a few things to say, it's recommended that you chunk it. So say one thing, make sure the student understands, and then say the next piece, and so on until that student has a good understanding of the message you're trying to relay. Now, if the student, would like to communicate with you, you just switch it with these arrows, and now they can also speak into the microphone. And many of the languages, not all, but many of the languages do have the keyboard, so they can type their own message. And also, you can do handwriting. So while this is not Arabic, it just shows you that you can write a message with this little cursor stylus thing. Okay, so Google Translate also has another option here, which is documents. So if you have a document on your computer that you would like downloaded, or uploaded rather, translated, and just click translate. Oh, sorry, you have to switch it first, English to Arabic, for that to work. Unless, of course, it's an Arabic document you want translated. I don't think I hit it in time. I'm going to go back and try that again. Sorry about that. All right, we'll go to Documents. Yes, so I'm on English, and I will translate it to Arabic. Maybe we'll translate it to Spanish. So I'm going to browse my computer. Click my document. Hit Translate. And there we go. As you can see, it is now in Spanish. I would also like to add that, again, while this is a great tool and it does serve a fantastic purpose, it isn't perfect, but it really does a nice job most times, and some languages translate better than others. So when we were doing the at-home learning in the spring, the EECD learning packets that were not translated, we were able to get them into Arabic, and they did require some reformatting just because of the right to left nature of that language. But it was about 80 to 90% understandable. And so that just gives the reader the gist of the message. So now we'll move on to Google Translate on mobile devices. Now, I have to apologize. I'm not tech savvy enough to have linked my mobile device with my desktop, but I did do some screenshots. So Google Translate can be downloaded as an app. It's a free app that you can add to your phone. Extremely, extremely user-friendly. So if you see my cursor here on the very first picture on the left, we've got a camera option, handwriting option, and then conversation and voice. So conversation and voice, very straightforward. You click the microphone and you speak into the device. Again, it's recommended to keep your phrasing clipped into the point so that the translator, I guess, doesn't get overwhelmed. And so again, I would suggest chunking that until the other person has an understanding of what you're talking about before moving on. So the first one we'll look at here is the camera. And the camera can do several things. one. If you just hover your device over a text and it says instant, that means it will automatically translate. But as soon as you move your device away, then it's gone. So this is just sort of quick if you just have to look at a few words. If there was a need for maybe copying something, you would go to the scan, which is the middle option right here. I hope you can see my cursor circling around scan. And then this is what it comes up like. So it takes a second, and it will come up with little white boxes around all the text. You can then take your finger and highlight the part that you want, and then you'll see it at the top of the screen. You will see it come up in English, and then you will see it translated. So right here, this is in Korean. So fantastic. And again, the Google Translate has the handwriting app where you can use your cursor to write something. I just have to backtrack. Sorry, I forgot one thing. Import. You can also import a picture from your phone if it has text on it. So I don't know. Let's just say there was a in real life situation, you were out somewhere and there was a road sign or something. I don't know, or a sign on a door. You could just take a picture of that. And if you want to save it for later, or if you had something that you wanted to show someone later, then you can import the picture to Google Translate app, and it will translate the text on the phone, or on the image, sorry. I personally have never done that, so I'm not sure of how accurate it is, but again, I think it depends on the language. Some languages translate quite nicely, and some require a little bit more work. All right, so Google Docs. Google Docs has a feature now that you can translate an entire doc, so I'm going to walk you through that. So here is this Google Doc. Very, very easy. Under Tools, you click Tools, you go down to Translate Document. So Tools and then Translate Document. And if you'd like, you can give it a new title if you like. And then you can choose the language. So Bulgarian, translate. And here it is. So again, I can't read Bulgarian, so I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I'm assuming that this is accurate enough to give the reader a sense of what's happening. So another great tool. And so I've just done some screenshots here. Tools. And then when I do try and screenshot it, the drop-down menu doesn't stay. But anyhow, it's under Tools, Translate Document, and then you choose your language. And then you'll see Translated Copy of, and this one's in Tagalog or Filipino. So very, very easy. All right. So now we've got this fantastic website, Unite for Literacy. This is a phenomenal resource, and it's free, I should add. A phenomenal resource, especially for our new language learners and younger audience, maybe. So it has a variety of picture books that can be read to the students in English and other languages. So they are a dual language book. This is ideal for independent reading time. So excuse me, paired reading or partner reading when it is silent reading time. Great tool to provide the students with. So give them a headset and a Chromebook or an iPad, and they're participating like everybody else. I'm going to do a little demonstration here. We'll walk you through the website. So easy to use. Right. So click the little globe here, I guess. And you can see all of the languages here. Oh, sorry about that. There's quite a list of them. Anyhow, and so we can choose a book.
I See Colors by Holly Hartman.
Eu vejo cores, de Holly Hartman.
So it will read in English and Portuguese.
Colors in the grocery store.
Cores no mercado.
So fantastic website. The students really get engaged in reading when they're provided access to this resource. So, and I mean, there's just an abundance of selection here. Goes on and on. Both fiction and nonfiction texts. So it's great. And you can do it by categories as well. So art and family and activity and technology, nature, animals. So fantastic, fantastic website. Highly recommend. Okay, Immersive Reader. This is a free Chrome extension, and I already have it on my laptop here. And if you can see my cursor in the top right-hand corner, you will see an icon here. That means it is there. Immersive Reader is used for websites only right now. I'm going to switch my screen and show you how. So you would just type in Immersive Reader, maybe Chrome Store, or you could just type in Chrome Store and then search Immersive Reader. So now we've got chrome.google.com, and you click on it. Now, I already have it, so mine says remove from Chrome, but if you don't, you would just say add. I think it just says add extension, and it's just done in 2 clicks. So very, very easy to add this extension to your device. So I will do a little demonstration of this. And I should add, oh, excuse me. This will be fantastic for all readers, especially the ones who do find some aspects of reading to be challenging. So this is not just specific to EAL students, but really for any student. All right, so I've got it linked to a little website. There's a little blurb about space for kids. So again, Immersive Reader extension is for websites only at this point. And so if we're reading something, all we have to do is right-click on our highlighted text. So you highlight a text, right-click, and then we see down here, help me read this. And we see the little icon for Immersive Reader. And then it changes what it looks like. So Immersive Reader can do a number of things. It can read for us.
Our planetary system was formed 4.6 billion years ago.
Okay, pause that. Now, we can change the speed, and look, it's got a turtle and a hare. So great for visual learners to understand slow, fast. So we can speed it up. We can change it to male voice if we like.
Ago. For most of history, it was thought that everything in space.
Okay. So that's the first feature. Up here, we can go to text preferences. So we can change the size of our text. We can make it quite condensed, or we can increase the spacing. And we can change the colors, the backgrounds, and so on. Okay. The other option we have is we can break it down into syllables. So words that have multi-syllables in them, they get broken with a dot in between to show the syllables. And then we can say, oh, which one are the nouns? Oh, the nouns are in purple. You can turn verbs on or off. So we can see the parts of speech. And then, favorite part here is we can translate this document. So let's do simplified Chinese. So we can do it by word, or we could translate the whole document. And here it comes.
我们的行星系统是46亿年前形成的。
And I am going to put this back to English. Oh, sorry. I just click original. And now if I want to know what this word is, it comes up with the translated version of the word. You can say the word, and there's a visual. So just a fantastic resource that I'm very excited about sharing with the classroom teachers that I collaborate and support. I think the students will really be receptive to this. All right, we're going to go back. All right, so Wikipedia Simple English. So this would be more for our secondary level students. And I know sometimes we, as teachers, try to discourage the use of Wikipedia. But as a quick reference, it's great if students are, studying a specific topic. I don't see any problem with just referring to Wikipedia quickly, answer a few questions, get a little bit of information before doing some maybe more in-depth research. So this one, Wikipedia, just Wikipedia in general, is available in many languages, and you'll see them all listed on the left side of the page when we go there. And if we do have a student who's struggles, with reading, but they still can read in their first language, but they might not be an advanced reader in their first language, then they have the option to go to this, or in English rather, they do have the option to go and read in Simple English, and it's much more clear and direct. So we'll do a quick little demo here of this one. So as you can see, first of all, in the top left-hand corner, it will say Simple English Wikipedia. And then we also, further down on that left-hand side, we do have many languages, and then it will say, and 127 more. And then it's just really to the point. Very clear and to the point, and not overwhelming. So great in a pinch. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Google and other search engines that are available in other languages. Now, for whatever reason, when students come to Canada, it's like they have forgotten that they use the internet in their language. I don't know if they don't make the connection that it's available worldwide, but as soon as I remind them of Google in Hebrew or Google in Spanish, their eyes light up, and you can just see such a sense of relief and Okay, now I can start doing more of this work. So this has been a huge game changer. So we'll do Google Spanish. So as you can see down here, Spanish. And then this is in Spanish. Okay. Now, some websites may still be in English, but they've got the translated version next to it. So I'm going to share a different screen, and I might just search Google Keys, and it's right here. This would be Google Portuguese. And then there we go. And they've got the keyboard as well. And so they're offered in a number of different languages and countries around the world. I know that a popular search engine for the Chinese is Baidu, B-A-I-D-U, and I know that in Korea they use a Naver, Naver.com, but they do have Google in Korean as well. Chromebooks can also have their language changed under settings, and I think that's quite easy to do as well. So again, this makes all the difference in the work that these students are able to complete and participate in when they have access to their home language. Makes all the difference in the world. You can just see just happiness wash over their little faces when they're reminded of this. So really great. So I encourage you guys to make use of that when you have these students in your classroom. Okay, accessibility options. So a lady, Barb Welsford, is an assistive tech specialist who had spent some time with EECD, and she's currently going back to her position, I believe, with Strait Regional. Anyhow, she's made some lovely videos, and they are on the EECD YouTube channel. So check them out. She's got videos there that support all learners, just brilliant. So anyhow, she had done up a few little videos on accessibility options on the Chrome browser that would support our language students. So the video is about 4 minutes long. I'll click it here.
Your Chrome web browser on your phone, cross-platform. This is not restricted to your iPhone. It can work on any iPhone as long as you have the Chrome web browser. And what I'm going to show you is how to translate websites easily and efficiently just through the Chrome browser. So I'm just going to go to my drive just because that's where I know I have built a website and it will launch in Chrome. So there's the Chrome browser there. I'm going to open up that website. It automatically will open up to that site that I've created in Google Sites. And here I have the option now to enlarge the screen. I can have with my accessibility options, I can have this read aloud. That's built in.
Welcome to the third edition of Primary, Grade 9.
That's built in right to my iPhone as an accessibility option. and I can change the rate of speech feedback, etc. But what I'm really going to show you today is how to translate this website easily and efficiently in the Chrome browser. So go to the three dots at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen in your iPhone. On other devices, the three dots might be in another location. But what you're going to do is go to those three dots, tap on those three dots, and then search for the word translate. So here we have, I've already had it set for English, and then I'm tapping on the screen. I had it set previously to Corsican. Okay, so there's Corsican. And I can also select that text again because of the built-in accessibility options.
Benvenuti a terza edizione di primaria, grade 9 no.
And have that read aloud and made accessible to some students. But let's go back and change the language again. So go back to translate. Actually, I'm going to go to settings and choose more language. So let's change it to Arabic. And again, you see immediately we have a translation. And if I select that text again, I can have that read aloud. One more time, I'm going to change the language by going to the settings button, the bottom right-hand corner, and choose more languages. And now let's go to traditional Chinese. There we have some Chinese. And the entire website, of course, is converted. And you can choose whether or not you want it read aloud. Totally up to you.
欢迎来到第3版小学9级新斯科舍省家庭学习。该
Well, that's a demonstration of utilizing your mobile device. Could be an iPad, it could be an iPhone, it could be another type of phone, Android device using the Chrome browser and utilizing and accessing that translation feature. Don't forget your built-in accessibility options within any device will also add added access and read aloud options.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining me today. If you have any questions, I can be reached at my email address, lbrownell@hrce.ca. And again, I thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you've at least had a couple little takeaways today, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Take care.